The acting Deputy Secretary of the United States, Victoria Newland, recently made a trip to Niger. However, her visit was met with an unexpected turn of events. She was denied the opportunity to engage in any discussions. This unforeseen reception not only surprised the U.S. but also took the entire Western world aback. Many in the Western Hemisphere had anticipated such a response, given the long-standing history of Western powers exploiting African nations. With China's backing, Niger has taken a firm stand against the West, signaling a desire for the West to respect its sovereignty. The government of Niger increased the price of uranium from 80 cents to 200 euros per kilogram. This what France, colonial masters, bought Niger's uranium for only 80 cents instead of 200 euros. Niger is one of the world's largest uranium producers, and the price of uranium has risen since a military coup in Niger. In today's episode, we'll examine the reasons behind Niger's newfound resistance against Western intervention. We'll also shed light on the history of the West's exploitative relationship with Niger. Stay with us till the very end to find out if the era of exploitation might finally be drawing to a close. Hello and welcome back to Innovative Check YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you're new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right place. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. Now, let's begin. The reason behind Victoria Newland's trip to Niger was not a mere diplomatic visit. Upon landing, the gravity of the situation became immediately apparent when she wasn't even permitted to deliver a message from the U.S. concerning the recent coup in the country. She had hoped to meet with President Mohamed Bazoum, who was then under house arrest. However, this request was also denied. But what's the real story here? Why did Niger, once influenced heavily by Western powers, turn away a U.S. official this time? To understand the context, it's essential to look at the reasons behind Newland's journey. Her publicly disclosed objective was to convey the United States' deep concerns about the recent developments in Niger. She aimed to engage with the military junta with the goal of reinstating constitutional order in the country. But her attempts met significant roadblocks as the junta was unyielding in its stance, especially regarding President Mohamed Bazoum's detention. The intricacies of the diplomatic strain can be traced back to Niger's presidential election on February 21, 2021. In this pivotal event, Mohamed Bazoum emerged victorious. However, this democratic stride was interrupted merely a month later. A military coup, spearheaded by Colonel Assimi Goïta, deposed President Bazoum and put a halt to the constitution. This sudden shift in power dynamics garnered criticism and concern from the global community, prompting international endeavors to address the situation. But what sparked this coup? A significant catalyst was the West's pervasive presence in Niger. The belief was that Bazoum's victory, being a result of Western influence, would open doors for further exploitation of Niger's resources. To counteract this, the military intervened. Notably, one of the leading Western forces in Niger was France, and part of Newland's mission was, ostensibly, to reclaim that influence. But what makes Niger, a nation grappling with widespread poverty, so attractive to Western interests? The answer lies beneath the surface. Niger, despite its economic challenges, possesses vast natural resources, which the West has historically been keen to tap into. Let's give some example of this context. Niger is one of the world's largest uranium producers. In 2022, Niger produced 20 metric tons of uranium, which is about 5 of the world's uranium mining output. Niger's uranium ores are the highest grade in Africa. The military government of Niger increased the price of uranium from 80 cents to 200 euros per kilogram. This is what France, colonial masters France, bought Niger's uranium for only 80 cents instead of 200 euros. How can America allow France to exploit Niger Republic? Niger also supplies uranium to the United States. Niger has 2 significant uranium mines. The French company Orano owns 63.4% of SOMAIR, and Sopamin owns 36.66%. Sopamin manages Niger State participation in mining ventures. But there's a dark side to this engagement. The Western world, especially France, has a track record of exploiting its former African colonies, including Niger. This exploitation spans decades, with French companies like Orano having mined uranium in Niger since the 1960s, fueling approximately 10 of France's nuclear energy needs. But France's interests in Niger are not just economic, they are deeply political. Historical accounts depict a pattern, from military interventions to maintain influence, like in Côte d'Ivoire in 2011, to alleged attempts to sabotage Guinea's 1960 bid to launch its currency. Such actions underscore a persistent strain of French imperialism in West Africa, a hangover from the 19th century colonial era. Today, Niger, with a renewed sense of identity and bolstered by support from other nations like China, is pushing back against this exploitation. This recent rebuff of Victoria Newland's diplomatic overtures signifies a broader shift in Niger's stance, a message that the nation seeks equitable partnerships, not neocolonial control. The dynamics between Niger and China present a stark contrast to its relationship with the West. Over the years, China's foreign direct investment in Niger has surged, amounting to around $2.68 billion by the end of 2020. China, while expressing concerns about Niger's recent political upheavals, has shown a keen interest in maintaining stability and fostering cooperation. On the other hand, the United States, with its pronounced military presence in Niger, has turned the country into a strategic pivot for its African operations. This military engagement, rather than fostering trust, has further complicated diplomatic ties. If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video and comment. Across the African continent, a paradigm shift is becoming evident. Nations like Niger are pivoting towards China, viewing it as a promising partner, one that stands in contrast to the Western powers that historically dominated. This perception is rooted in China's approach to African nations, an approach often perceived as based on mutual respect and shared benefits. While the West's engagement with Niger and other African countries often comes with strings attached, China positions itself as a partner that doesn't exploit, but seeks cooperation on equal footing. This distinction is vital for nations that have felt the weight of neocolonial pressures. China's involvement in Africa is multifaceted, from supporting African nations in global forums, championing their interests, to investing heavily in infrastructure through projects like the Belt and Road Initiative. China is laying the groundwork for a cooperative, symbiotic relationship. This dynamic provides countries like Niger more autonomy, enabling them to navigate their foreign policies without undue pressure from traditional powers. However, while China's increasing presence in Africa holds promise, it's also crucial for Niger and its African peers to weigh the long-term implications of this partnership. China's support has undeniably emboldened nations to challenge established powers, but it's essential to ensure that this doesn't replace one form of dependency with another. Victoria Newland's recent trip to Niger and the ensuing diplomatic snub offers a lens into the evolving geopolitics of the region. The firm stance of Niger's military junta and their reluctance to engage with Western powers symbolizes a broader sentiment, a desire for true sovereignty, free from external control. China, in this context, appears as a beacon of hope for nations like Niger, but only time will tell how this relationship evolves and whether it genuinely stands apart from historical patterns of exploitation. China consistently has shown the world that they are the only country that will not force anyone to do what is right. They also trade in good faith and better rate. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence. Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.